What is going on, guys? Hello, welcome back. Hi, how's it going? How are you doing? I'm doing well, I'm doing fine. Good to see you again. It's been too long. Over the past, well, since last time I put out a gameplay, which was who knows how long, there's been a lot that's gone on, news-wise, and other, I guess, whatever other means here. But, the most recent thing, and right now, pretty much, is the Boston, bombing thing here, and the also thing in Texas also, but I'll get onto that a little bit later. But actually, right now, as I'm recording this, I just had news that the second suspect has been captured and is in custody and is alive. So, it reminded me to record this because I almost missed up a good tragedy to speak on. And by that, I'm not trying to make fun of it because it is completely serious that people did get injured and hurt and killed. It's not a good thing. It's never good to see people die, even if you may wish someone was dead. It's not a good thing. Okay, back to the topic and point here. The whole thing has a lot of stories surrounding it. A lot of things. Look at this dude camping in the hole. A lot of people are obviously calling conspiracy and all this stuff that it's been planned out and things, and there's a lot of things pointing towards that and pointing away from it and blah 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 blah. So what's your stance on this? Also, I want you to leave in the comments just a side note here. I left the music out of this one. Do you guys like it better without the music in here, or do you want like really light music in the background? Because I always seem to get the audio level wrong on that, and mix isn't too great. Anyways, back to the topic. Let me know in the comments below about that, and hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of me in the near future. So back to the story here. So the Boston, basically, I mean, I'm not going to go over exactly what happened because unless you're living under a rock, you should already know. But here's my concern. As of the last couple of days, they've actually basically put Boston made them into a police state pretty much, and enforced marital law. And if you don't know what that is, basically, well, it's what's going on in Boston. Really, they're going house to house. First of all, they're telling people to stay inside. You have to stay in your houses. You're not allowed outside. So for one, that's a little bit okay, maybe you're saying for your safety. Number two, they're going door to door and checking to see if you're housing this one single terrorist that is supposedly free and loose, or was loose before, and could be housed in your vicinity, your house. So they want to check that. Last I checked, cops and police, or any law enforcement, or even military, I believe, still applies this. They're not allowed to come into your house without your permission, without a search warrant, or without your permission. They're not allowed to enter your premises. So people are letting these guys in here. I'm pretty sure you can refuse a search, and they're letting them in and letting them check their houses and stuff. Why? Why are you letting this happen? There's tanks and maybe not tanks, but there's freaking those homeland security vehicle things. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff, man, all over the place on those streets. It looks like a war zone. And why are they doing this? They had some training in Miami not too long ago where they had helicopters flying through, shooting fake bullets and stuff. Guys, why is all this stuff happening? Why are they like pulling all this stuff? Obama gets up here and makes a speech about how these weapons of war should not be on our streets, and meanwhile there's big anti-tank vehicles rolling down the streets of Boston. Okay, what's going on with that? There's SWAT teams everywhere going door to door into people's houses. Okay, what happened? Why are they allowed to carry all those weapons? They're not, firearms, I guess is the word, would be fire. I don't like when people call weapons. I don't know why I'm calling it that right now, but it's a firearm. It's used for whatever you want it to be used for, and I don't need to get into that because I think most of you guys already get that and follow that and understand how that all works there. If you don't, I don't know where you came from, but you're probably on the wrong video because you're around a lot of people who are like-minded, I believe. Against not like-minded with you, like-minded with me, by the way. But so what I'm thinking here is during the hurricane down in Louisiana and stuff, they actually confiscated weapons, they confiscated guns, they confiscated... Why do I keep calling them? They confiscated firearms. Jeez, they went door to door and confiscated firearms in people's houses. They made people stay inside and all that stuff, and they did the same kind of thing that's going on now. I don't know. I haven't heard really claims of them confiscating firearms yet. I don't know if they're going to do that or if claims will be released or if they already are doing it, but it's not the point. The point is, when tragedies occur, people are willing to let go of their freedoms because they think they're going to be protected. Guys, if there is one lone terrorist on the loose, what could he possibly do? if you're in your house or you're alone, what's he gonna do? He's gonna blow up one person's house, and then everyone's gonna go, hey, look, I think I found him. You know what I mean? And the chances of it being you are slim to none. You know, unless you have some kind of a, you know, you got a big gathering at your house. They want to hit multiple people at once. They want to make a stand. There's a reason. They don't just randomly do this stuff. There's a reason, usually, that they target certain areas, whether it be to send a message and it's to random people, but it's still to send a specific message at a certain time. They're not stupid. They're not a bunch of animals. They understand, you know, what... Well, they plan things out, just like our governments. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. They may play stupid and want people to think they're stupid, but they're not. They know exactly what they're doing. So, all this being said, basically, what I'm trying to get at here is guns were confiscated during the hurricane because they wanted to see if during a tragedy people would let that go. They'd lay down their rights and let that happen. And they did. And they forcibly had to take it from some people. They did, but they got away with it. Now, they're getting away with going door to door and searching people's houses for one criminal that's being housed by someone, supposedly. Okay? That just doesn't really add up to me. I'm a little confused at that. Not to mention that, you know, there's supposedly footage of the boy's mother and father, but the mother speaking specifically about them being involved with the FBI and being counseled by them for 3 to 5 years and things like that. Again, I don't know the whole credibility of that. I just heard it being passing, but I did hear that, and, you know, who knows? It's probably fake, but whatever. You know, there's stuff. I don't know. You guys, you got to take everything into consideration. You can't just rule out things that are not proven to be wrong in a situation like this, unfortunately, because there's so much that's fake and untrue, and you're tried to be believed or forced you to believe things that are just, you know, people just take at face value, man. You got to look deeper into everything, including things that tell you. I give you links in the description usually, the things I quote. I don't know if I'm going to have any in this particular video because I'm not really standing behind something and calling it a fact or having anything up for question. If I could find that video, actually, I'll throw that in the link or in the description to the supposed mother. Again, I'm not really. I don't know where I stand on that as far as what I think. So, you know, it's up to you. Take a look at it, see what you think about it, and let me know in the comments. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are floating around all over the place. And so my thing is, they're preparing. I mean, what I feel here, what went on with this. Also, just so you know, Obama, during the same time that this bombing happened, Obama just passed a law or removed the limit on insider trading for government officials and congressmen, I believe, or maybe just congressmen, whatever. Regardless, you get the idea. He removed it at the same time when there's all this distraction going on. So what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say this. No matter which side you stand on, if you stand behind Obama or not, you've got to see that there's sneaky stuff going on here. Why would he pass these things, such as that, or remove things such as that, when there's such big distractions? Why does he go about it in such a sneaky way if he's got nothing to hide? You know what I'm saying? So there's reason for suspicion everywhere, really, and obviously I'm not on that. You can tell what I think about it, but there's reason for suspicion and things like that. Like, just, you know, there's no reason for people to be sneaky if they aren't trying to hide anything or are not trying to cover up. You know what I'm saying? You know, when kids glance at the teacher and the teacher sees them glancing at them, the teacher has kind of an idea that they're trying to, you know, do something they're not supposed to do, or they just did something they're not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, when your teacher would catch you looking at them after you did something bad and your face get all red when you were in school? Well, you little kids in school. When you get older, it's a little different. But you know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I mean? Like it's the same kind of concept. Why would you be sneaky if you don't need to be? And that would bring the teachers alert up. Like, why would they be looking at me if they don't need to? Why would they look up at me unless they're crushing hard on me? Whatever. That's okay. We're not getting. That's for another video. But anyways, I'm just saying. I feel that, number one, the tragedy was used. If it wasn't set up, it was used to distract from. Look at that. Beautiful. It was used to distract from removing those limitations. Which, you know, why would they need to be used if you're doing something that the American people would approve of? And, you know, most people these days are probably too stupid to even know what insider trading is. So, and some of you guys are young, so I'm not calling you stupid if you don't know, if you're young. But if you're older, you know, you should know what's going on here. And I know there's a lot of young people that know what's going on, more than you two older people. But insider trading is when you basically, it's with the stock market kind of, basically where you, you know what's where the market's going to go before it goes there, so you can plan accordingly and buy and sell and trade accordingly. And that's basically what it is. You know, it's basically like you can tell the future pretty much. You know what's going to happen. So you just, I mean, there's unlimited money that can be made there. The potential is endless. And I don't think anybody should have access to that, you know? I mean, people getting thrown in jail. 50 Cent, or was it him? Somebody, that's where Martha Stewart went to jail, but people got in big trouble for that. And 50 Cent, I think it was him, I'm not sure. Somebody was promoting a company that he had a bunch of stocks in. The stocks blew up because everyone started buying them, and he dumped all the stocks and made a few $million off it, and that was all being investigated. That's the same thing. You're manipulating the market, and it's illegal. And I see why, and that's a little bit more questionable because, you know, you got to pull on your audience. You told them to buy stuff. You know, that could be argued. But as far as knowing where the company's going to, I mean, I agree with that. You shouldn't, it's just not necessary. I mean, pretty much if you're a government official these days, you've got enough ways to make other money. You know, I mean, you've had money invested, or you've got money, inherited money of some kind, that you've got stuff going for you. Most people have their own businesses, things like that. They have other investments. I don't really know why they need that, other than they just can have it. You know what I'm saying? It's abuse of power is what I really feel it comes down to. And again, getting back to the point about what they're doing here with the police state and enforcing marital law, I hate when, you see how I was trying to revive that guy? I hate when that keeps happening like that, but I keep getting distracted. Marital law, because they're just testing the waters. They're seeing how much American people will put up with and take when there's fear of a tragedy that just occurred, or fear of somebody on the loose in this instance, or fear of looters in the instance of the hurricane. You know, there's no reason for you to allow this stuff to happen. If you're armed and you have guns in your house, you know, if the majority of people have that, there's no reason for police to go door to door, because if some terrorist shows up at your door, you're going to blow his head off probably, I would assume. You know what I'm saying? If he tries to come to your house, I mean, if you don't know, his face was all over the place before this happened, so if somebody's housing him, they know who he is. They have to, because everybody jumps on the bandwagon here and hops on and thinks they're the next news reporter and wants to spread the whole word to the world again for the millionth time that day, which that's just another pet peeve of mine, which is why I wasn't going to make the video to begin with, but I feel it's probably necessary to shed some light on this and my stance on it, and somebody else, a couple people asked, so I'm letting you know. Be careful. Be careful of the rights you allow to be given up, because you give them up once and it's going to be learned on. People, they're going to pay attention. They're going to realize, hey, they gave up their rights in this circumstance, so if we can replicate this circumstance, they'll do it again. And if they're ready for that, and they let it go, and they can replicate the circumstances, you know, what they want, some kind of tragedy, some kind of natural disaster, they can't really plan that I know of, although there is talk that they can do that, but that's, again, for another video. If they can replicate some sort of major tragedy, pretty much everybody's just laying down everything and just letting them do whatever they want, and that's not what should be happening. Not at all. It's messed up, guys. You got to wake up and pay attention here. You know, personally, I'd love to support and stand behind the police, and there are plenty that I do. There are also a lot that I don't stand behind. There's police and military as well, unfortunately, that are just, they're not out for the best interest of the country, which is what they took an oath to do. And, you know, again, that's for another video going into that. And I would love nothing more than to stand behind all of them. I have plenty of relatives in law enforcement and military. And, you know, it's a great thing for people to be able to do that. And I don't think I'd have it in me to go and do that, you know, and risk my life every day for other people that, you know, on a force that people that abuse it, and they take it for granted, you know, that police are there to protect them, and military and all that. So I don't know if I could, I don't know. Again, that's about it. So pay attention, be careful what you give up and let go in times of tragedy, and let me know what you guys think about this, how you think this is laying out, what's going on. Be sure to like it too, and subscribe and rate and comment. I said rate already. Comment, favorite, all that stuff. Share it around, pass it around a little bit, guys, because I think some light needs to be spread on this, and I'd appreciate it. And thanks for watching. As always, will be more videos. I'm going to try and be doing them 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'm going to try. I said try. Keyword. I got a lot of stuff on my plate now, but look out for that. I'll see you later.